grinding is an excellent skill that's very, very useful on the trail. And where you're normally going to do grinding is when you get into a rut situation or an off-camber hill. And what's going to happen is when you're riding in, your wheel will be up high on the edge of the rut, your back end drops in. If you stress out, you're going to cross up inside that and you're stuck. The idea is to keep that front wheel going straight down the side of the rut and allow the back of the wheel to keep grinding along the edge of the rut as you travel. That's why it's called grinding. One of the best ways to learn this skill is to find a log like this. The approach to the log is the first step. And when you approach it, you need to be able to get your front wheel on one side and you need to get the back wheel on the other. When you do this, initially what I recommend is about a 45-degree approach. So as you come in, you can get the front wheel on the back side. And as soon as the axle lines up, make a hard left. And you're trying to run almost parallel, like you're getting hooked into an edge trap. That'll allow the back wheel to run into the log and then you're on both sides. That sets you up so you can actually practice the grinding, and that's the idea. Once you get moving down, keep one wheel on the other and the back wheel on this side. If you happen to miss it, just ride over the log, come back around and try again. And if you end up crossing up on the log, just back it up right over the top and then again, give it another shot. So that's the first part, is just getting the hook. Now, when I do this, what I prefer is I'll shallow up to about a 30-degree approach. And as I approach, I'll make a little bit of a divot. I'll approach the log, swing hard right with the front, hard back left to get back on this back side so that my back wheel doesn't have such a steep approach to the log, and that'll set me up for a nice smooth grind all the way down the log. So that's the approach. Okay. The weight shift is pretty sudden when you first get onto the log. When you turn the wheel, we're trying to lean the bike to get it down inside to hook up. But as soon as that back wheel hits, this whole bike's going to try to jump up and throw over. You need to be able to steer into the log to move the contact point out from it. That way that front wheel can constantly do that track, and every time it comes in, if it runs parallel completely, you'll end up with an edge trap. The bike can't, or the front wheel can't move back and forth, and you'll fall over the log. So you've got to steer in, and you got to steer aggressively against that log, keep it pointed in. As far as my body weight goes, I'm always looking for that neutral balance point. In this case, once the bike is moving, my balance point is going to be over the log. So I need to be outside and over the top because the bike is leaning towards the opposite side. Throttle is the other side of this whole equation. It's not just adding throttle and going for crazy or else crazy things happen. I'm keeping the throttle revved up, I'm keeping it high, so I don't get a stall. But on the left side with the clutch, I'm pulling the clutch in just to buffer the power, and when I need power, I just ease it out. It's almost so small you really don't see much movement at all. It's not a clutch out, clutch in. I'm just feathering that clutch as I go. If I get locked up on a clean run, I could let the clutch all the way up. But anytime I have a problem, I just buffer the power. Inevitably, here's a situation that's going to happen. When you come too far to the inside, you'll lose balance and you'll come down. We never want to plant the foot. Once you plant it, we run risk of injury and a game over. When your foot comes down, we can dab. What a dab is a way to get back to the balance point. So if I end up coming to the inside, I'm going to dab and pop back out. Now, if you do a dab doing grinding, you'll notice I'm all the way out across the bike. My inside leg is almost always extended because I'm overemphasizing the amount of distance I need to move to make a correction to the bike. So anytime you do a dab, it's dab. When you come down, it's pop back up and stay to the outside. You'll also notice I'm relaxed on the arm. I'm not locked up down into here, so my wrist is still straight. I'm still looking down where my wheel wants to go. If you're using a log that's a little bit large, or you dig your trough down too much along the side, you may end up hanging up on the skid plate. If your balance is right, you'll end up with a pause right on top of the log. You can shift the weight, gain more traction, and then continue. Just remember, always stay relaxed, stay focused, and stay in control. It's all about balance, and it's all about that fine manipulation of the clutch and throttle. Here's the reality. You're not generally going to end up in a grinding situation because you put yourself there. You only do that to learn the skill set. In reality, what's going to happen is you'll be riding along and that back end's going to drop out from underneath you. When that happens, you need to stay up above where that back wheel drops. You have to control the front wheel. That's what matters. So once it drops in, I should be to the outside of the grind, lined up, looking where the front wheel is going and steering the direction I want to end up. The amount of grind I put on is just enough wheel spin to keep the bike moving forward. If the grind fails, if the front end falls in the ditch, then ride the ditch. If the front end doesn't ride in, grind it as long as you can. You're in a much better position. Always weight to the high side, balancing that bike. That's it, guys. It's not that hard once you get it down, and it's a really common scenario, especially going across hills, sideways, or dropping into a ditch. Now, go find yourself a log, grab your bike, go have some fun.